what I've been thinking lately. But behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love. Last semester's over, parents in Minnesota. Chicago's waiting for job offers on the table. And she tells all her friends that's why they think we're stable. But I got plans of my own, but better with no label. And I'm loving the way that you move to my vibe and you dance to my songs. But I feel like it's about to be me who goes off and does something so wrong. No, I take it for granted. Knew I'd be breaking your heart, so I vanish. Soon as you walk out that door, I panic. See, I'm never gonna understand it. You said we had it all. That shit would drive me crazy. Cause outside is no feelings, baby. You say it's hard to tell what I've been thinking lately. But behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love. I'm a fool for your love. I'm a fool for your love. She's stealing, manipulating my feelings, darling. Something's gotta be different. I can't stand this feeling, hardly see the point to be living. If you just got me wrapped in circles, but I stand while you sitting. Speak my mind, cause it's on, it's all about you. Hey, saying you want my name, got no soul to play with. It's a crazy game, and you got no child, but you still gotta deal with childish shit all day. Yeah. Still, I want you through these nights we lay away. You said we had it all, that shit would drive me crazy. Cause outside is no feelings, baby. You say it's hard to tell what I've been thinking lately. But behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love. I'm a fool for your love. I'm a fool for your love. And when we get together, she says let's make this open. Relationships are better when you leave out the hoping. Wish I could simply just tell her whatever we had is broken. But it always ends the same. You said we had it all, that shit would drive me crazy. Cause outside is no feelings, baby. You say it's hard to tell what I've been thinking lately. But behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
All right. All right, let's do this, baby. All right, yo, what's good, gamers? What's good? My name is Dr. Ryan Terrell, Psych Sensei, and happy Monday, baby. We've made it. I hope everyone's doing well. And tonight, before we jump into some kind words, if you would like to learn more about me and what I do, please visit my website, psychsensei.com. There, you can get all the resources. You can get a link to my TikTok, my YouTube, my Twitch, my Twitter, my LinkedIn, my Instagram, all of it there. You can be found on my website, psychsensei.com. And also, if you want to learn how to be kinder to yourself, if you want to maybe look at your mindsets, if you want to maybe improve somewhere in your life and you want some coaching, yo, please visit my website and fill out a free consultation form there. After you fill that out, you and I can sit down for about half an hour, and this one's completely free. We can kind of see what you want to go, or where you want to go, how you want to get there, and what's holding you back, and hopefully we can make a plan for you. So please visit my website, psychsensei.com, and hopefully I can see you there. But without any further ado, I hope everyone is doing well tonight. Hope everyone's chilling. If you're viewing me on TikTok, yo, show me, give me some hearts. If you are on Twitch, yo, show me a thumbs up. If you are on YouTube, I guess, let me know where you are at, because I am everywhere. But yeah, how about we jump into some letters on this fine Monday? Fun things. I won't actually be streaming after Wednesday. So if you got any hard questions, you let me know. We can answer them right now. And also, if you want me to write something for you, you let me know in the comments or the chat, and I can definitely put that up there. Because what's cool about this game is that people actually write in real letters. They ask real questions, and I try to provide them with some insight or questions or moments of awareness to see how where they want to go and if I can get them in the right direction. So let's go for it, baby. Not this, not this. View requests. Okay. First letter. Being closeted at work is exhausting. I don't want to quit, but I'm finding it difficult to motivate myself to continue. I'd appreciate hearing the experience of other transfems with this. Oof. That's kind of rough. I mean, could you imagine trying to go to work and do your job and then still at the same time trying to hide pieces of yourself at work? I'm curious though, like, I wonder for this like, what makes them not want to quit? Like, do they like their job? Is it giving them lots of money? Like, it just seems really challenging if the environment around you isn't conducive for your work or for like your being, you know what I mean? Like, if that's not doing it for you, I feel like you got to change your job, you know? But maybe we can just ask these questions and then figure out what they want to do, you know? So let's try. Oh, trying to fix this. Okay. Let's try this. All right. Man, that sounds super rough. I'm curious though. What makes you not want to leave your job? I also wonder, at what point and at what point would you say it's worth it? Leave your job. I can only imagine what it's like to hide pieces of yourself at a place you spend a great deal of time at. Also, I mean, I'm wondering, like, what the environment at work is. What makes you, if you do want to stay at your job, what would you say would help you feel more confident, or maybe not confident, comfortable? What would make you feel more comfortable being there? Just some things to think about. Good luck. Have fun. Psych Sensei. Have a frog. Yeah, like, I can only imagine what it's like being at work, trying to be something or fronting something, and at the same time feeling like everybody knows or worried or uncomfortable, you know? Especially if you spend 8 to 12 hours, not 8 to 12, Jesus Christ, hopefully not, but like 8 hours a day, 5 to 8 hours a day, especially being around those people, you know? So really just wondering, like, again, this is not my experience of work, but at the same time, just some questions for this person. So, all right, here's a letter. Being closeted at work is exhausting. I don't want to quit, but I'm finding it difficult to motivate myself to continue. I'd appreciate hearing the experience of other trans femmes with this. That sounds super rough. I'm curious though, what makes you not want to leave your job? At what point would you say it's worth it to leave your job? I can only imagine what it's like to hide pieces of yourself at a place you spend a great deal of time at. If you don't want to stay at your job. Oh, sorry. If you do want to stay at your job, what would make you feel more comfortable being there? Just some things to think about. Some things. 2 words. Because, I mean, it sounds like... I'm wondering if you guys had this similar feeling where you were uncomfortable or you felt like you're hiding pieces of yourself, or if you didn't like something but you're trying to manage. The best thing is to see how you can take some control or influence back at that place. So that's why I'm thinking, like, what would help you feel more comfortable if you want to stay? Because I'm imagining the money must be good, or you might like something about the job that you want to stay. You know what I mean? So if you wanted to stay, how could you make that environment or place more comfortable for you to be in? All right. Boom. Send. All right. All right. Let's see what we got here, baby. The psychological horror game Pumpkin Eater resonates with my life in the way that my family's refusal to deal with reality stops it from taking the painful but healthy steps to move forward, and dooms it to enduring a slow rot from the inside out. I feel so much grief. Damn. Okay, well, I mean, that's so interesting. I think the line of refusal to deal with reality stops it from taking the painful but healthy steps to move forward. I think that's so real. You know, like, you can, for example, stick your fingers in your ear and go, la 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 la, everything is fine, and then not take the steps to fix the things that aren't fine. You know, it's kind of like having those friends or family members that don't want to talk about the problems, because if we actually talk about the problems, we have a problem. This is really common too on, like, teams, where people don't want to talk about what's wrong on a team or what's bothering them on a team or what, like, they don't like, because if they say it now, they feel like they're the problem or whatever, or the friendship group, if I say something, now I'm the problem, or people have a problem with me. So maybe that's not it. Okay, wait, I should be taking notes. That's what I want to do. Okay, so the first letter. You feel comfortable in the situation you're in. You're in. How can you gain more power and control? Okay, question. All right. Second letter. I guess. Oh, this is hard. I feel so much grief. I mean, I feel like that's so true, right? I feel so much grief because, like, you're just, maybe you feel helpless, maybe you feel stuck. Maybe it's this feeling of, like, oh my God, like, what do I do? No one wants to move forward. They all want to believe this beautiful lie, or maybe they just, like, want to stay in this bad place. I mean, anyone else can relate to this, or, like, got stuck with somebody, or, like, maybe wasn't able to really move forward because other people didn't want to come to the table and discuss. I mean, I feel like this is a really real thing. So let's see what we can do. And the cycle, maybe it's, I'm not sure. I think this is the first time that I've heard someone describe their relationships as a psychological horror game. Period. I feel like perhaps that's diagnostic. perhaps that's more than descriptive. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever described your relationship with someone as a psychological horror game? And if so, how's it going? I hope it's going well, or at least I hope that you're enjoying your psychological thriller horror game that may or may not be fun. You know, but again, I think if you describe, you know, hey, this game that's a psychological horror describes my relationship with my friends and family. Maybe not best prognosis, perhaps. It can be hard when people do not want to acknowledge certain factors in a breakdown so we can move forward. What do you think? Okay, another thing that I'm wondering too is you're like, okay, does this person want acknowledgement? Does this person want an apology? Does this person want a conversation? I'm more curious about, like, what would they want from this conversation? If you were able to have this type of conversation, what would you want to come from it? I guess the $1 million question and is what from there is what you want possible? If not, because I mean, here's the thing. If somebody wants, for example, I want an apology from somebody, or I want someone to acknowledge that they were wrong and they fucked up, you know, like, is that even possible? Like, does that person have the capacity to acknowledge or see or even like realize what they did to somebody? Because if the answer is no, then maybe you're asking for too much and you're not going to get that thing ever. And that's just kind of setting you up for failure and more grief, you know? So is that what you would want? Oh yeah, first of all, what do you want? And is that possible? And then if not possible, where do you go? Looking for. Good luck. Have fun. Have a frog. Yeah, like, again, the how would you describe psychological horror? Not good. Okay. All right. So, this person goes, the psychological horror game Pumpkin Eater resonates with my life in the way that a family refusals to deal with the reality stops it from taking the painful but healthy steps to move forward and dooms it to enduring a slow rot from the inside out. I felt so much grief. I think another thing to acknowledge is that sometimes relationships, you can't just sew up the wound. You really need to do what this person says and like do the painful but healthy steps of like going through the process of like, why you hurt, this hurts me, this is what I want, this is what I want you to, like, doing those painful discussions. And it's hard because not everybody wants to sometimes do those steps, you know, of coming back together, of saying I'm sorry, of acknowledging that they messed up or had a problem, you know. Oh my gosh, the image in my head that just came was like intervention. You know, like, not that many people want to do the intervention, or the person being brought to intervention is like, yeah, I smoked too much crack, my bad. Or like, hey, meth is maybe messing up my body. Oftentimes, at first, they're like, no, I'm not going to quit. And then they come around, you know. But oftentimes, people may not always be down to have those types of conversations, which is kind of challenging, you know. So I said, or I hope this helps, I think this must be the first time ever I've heard someone describe their relationships as a psychological horror game. Perhaps that's more than descriptive. It can be hard when people do not want to acknowledge certain factors in a breakdown, so we can move forward. If you're able to have this type of conversation, what would you want to come from it? From there, is what you want possible? If not, what are you looking for? I want to make sure that this person's expectations are correct and they're not too high from the type of conversation that they want to have. So again, what's the purpose? What would you want? Could you get it? And if not, what are you looking for? All right, send that one, baby. Send it. All right. Thanks, my dear. All right. I hope you're kind to yourself. I'm happy that you're here and happy that you're giving advice and being a good spirit for some of our friends on here. If you haven't heard it yet, then here it is. You are loved. Oof. Right? Thanks, Joanne. What's up? This game is super cute, right? Like, what can be, but it could also be very dark and not so good if people don't give good advice, you know, like. But what I love about this game is that, oh, it's not, it didn't move. What I love about this game, move. Oh my god, is it stuck? It's stuck. What? Why is it stuck there? There. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Are you able to see other people's advice? I wish you could, but I don't think so. I think you only get to see when you write a letter, the responses back. But I don't think you get to see compare notes about what other people have said. Because I think if you could, that'd be really sick. But unfortunately, you do not. Could you imagine like comparing people's advice? That'd be really cool. That actually would be super sick. All right. Okay. Now I know it's probably weird to ask, but how do I fall in love? Dang, I've tried to do hundreds of times, but I worry I'll burden people with my existence. Upvote and downvote other people's advice, Lamau. That actually would be super funny. Could you imagine? Oh, there's a lot to unpack here, isn't there? All right, let's one more time. Anyone else feel this way? It's kind of a lot. I know it's probably weird to ask, but how do I fall in love? I'm not gonna say that's a weird question to ask. I think that's a good question to ask. I mean, at the same time, I don't know about you, chat, but like, maybe the question is love something that you try to fall? Like, do you try to fall in love? You know, like that's the hardest thing. Like, I'm not sure if you like try to fall in love. I think it happens, kind of like falling asleep. I feel like things that you fall into, they're not things that you like intentionally try to do. I've fallen ill. I've not known anyone that's like tried to become ill, you know. Well, maybe there are, but you know what I mean. But like falling in love, falling in sleep, falling in these types of things, like falling is something I think that just kind of happens. I mean, I think you can put yourself in situations and proximity to people that you want to fall in love with, but I don't think it's like I want to try to fall in love. Or it's like, do you really, again, maybe the question is, do you like want to love somebody, or like do you want to be loved by somebody? Why constitutes being in, well, why constitutes like, oh, I mean, what constitutes being in love? That's a good question too. What does love mean to this person? You know, Pizza Breaks, what's good, baby? Always just happens to me. You falling in love or people falling in love with you, Beats? I feel that, bro. I've tried to do hundreds of times, but I worry, okay, the second piece is also massive, right? And now connecting them is really interesting because it's like, I want to fall in love, but at the same time, I'm scared I'll burden people with my existence. So absolutely what you're saying, Joanne, there's a lot to unpack here. So let's try. Let's try. All right. Man, I mean, I just got more questions. So do we just answer with, You are asking the former. Which one was the former? You falling in love or people falling in love with you, Beats? You are asking some awesome some big questions. And but to answer these questions, I got perhaps you can answer these questions. I love what you're saying, Joanne. What does being in love mean to you? What does it look like? Feel like? And how would you know? Knowing this psychodynamically. Damn, I love that. The first sentence was a lot. I wonder if the burden they feel is correlated. That's a good question. That's a good question. I mean, another question that comes here is, do they feel worthy of love? You know what I mean? Like, if they're saying, I don't want to burden people with my existence, do they also feel like they could receive love from other people? Because what if they're trying to, like, for example, what if they're in a relationship and the other person loves them and they're trying to show them their affection and they're like, oh my God, too much. No, I don't deserve this. Like, oh, why would someone amazing like you love someone like as terrible like me? You know? So even though they want it, are they ready for it? Like, what would they do with it? Do they feel worthy of it? Are they in the right place for it? And also, like, I'm wondering, like, is it kind of like a high school love where, like, I like you, you like me, we go to the movies, we hold hands? Or is it like I'm looking for a partner love, where it's like this deeper, unconditional, stronger bond? I know you, you know me, my values kind of love. So, like, what does that mean? Can they handle it? Can they hold it? And the whole burdening thing, that's absolutely a huge thing. Help you look what you're looking for and know when you've found it. Maybe I should. Okay. Found it. Here's the bigger question. Maybe I'll even write that for them. Question. If you found your definition of love, would you feel worthy of it? Could you receive it without guilt? The second sentence, maybe the second sentence you wrote may be bigger than the first. Good luck, have fun. Psych sensei. All right, have a frog. Absolutely, that second sentence is absolutely gargantuan. It's massive, bro. All right, so psychodynamically, I love that for us. Thank you. Absolutely. I mean, I think the questions of I'm looking for, like, how do I fall in love? That's a very interesting question in itself. Like, usually the question is like, how do I find love? You know, or how do I make people fall in love with me? Not how do I do the falling in love? You know, that's really interesting. But this is what they wrote. Now, I know it's probably weird to ask, how do I fall in love? I tried to do hundreds of times, but I worry I'll burden people with my existence. Okay, so this we wrote back. You are asking some big questions, but to answer these questions, perhaps you can answer these questions. What does being in love mean to you? What does it look like, feel like, and how would you know? Knowing this can help you look for what you're looking for and know when you found it. Here's the bigger question. if you found your definition of love, would you feel worthy of it? Could you receive it without guilt? The second sentence you wrote may be bigger than the first. Good luck, have fun, Psych Sensei. Man, there's a lot to unpack here. You know, I guess that there goes the question for all of you is, well, how did you find love? Were you looking for love? How do you know if you're being loved? What do you do when you're in love? Like, how do you know these things versus just how do I fall in love? I think also proximity is the best way, right? If you see this person a lot, if you interact with this person a lot, if you're just near this person a lot, oftentimes you fall in love with somebody or more likely in liking them, you know what I mean? So then the big question of where do you want to find this person? Or what are you interested in that they might also be interested in? So for example, if you're into Pokemon cards and not the gym, maybe finding someone at the gym is not the place you were going to look. Maybe you want to look at a card store or somewhere that like has Pokemon, you know, or maybe Pokemon Go on a community day at the place, maybe at the mall or the park, and they're both, you can be into them and Pokemon Go, and you guys can share that thing versus like, oh, I'm at the bar trying to like be someone I'm not, and then you hit it off with someone and they like the bar and you don't like the bar anymore, and then it's awkward. So knowing these types of things and knowing where you're interested in and what you're interested in may help you find who you're interested in. So, and also, while you're looking for love, here's a pro tip: be yourself. Don't try to be someone you're not or look like someone you're not. Be you. Because when you do find that person that actually into you, I want them to be into you because you're awesome and cool too. All right, thank you, dear. Send that right over, baby. Okay, can I count on you? Yes, I can. All right. Yeah, for all you people all in my chat, how's your love life going? Give me a thumbs up. I hope it's going well. All right. All right. Maybe. Okay. I write those notes down. Okay. No, you're in love. Love. What are you looking for? How would you know when you found it? And are you worthy of the love you want? Lad is doing great. Hell yeah. So but how are they psychodynamically? Okay. How are they going psychodynamically? And how are those digital boys? Well, all right. Super nervous about starting to meet people again. Well, G, if you need someone to meet, I know somebody, who may need some more people to meet, you know what I mean? I matched with a cute girl on Hinge, asking her about something she was interested in, and she sent a decently long response. I'm nervous to respond. Help. Hard to answer. Working on my countertransference. Oh my god. Dude, honestly, Joanne, that would be an excellent study to look at people that play that game and then giving them like some type of attachment test would be amazing. Fund it and they will come. All right, I want to so bad, Joanne. That would be your shit, man. That would be okay. This is what you need. Din time. I'll come back when you're still here. All right, see you. Actually, for you, that would be an excellent study to like look at that attachment style and then do some type of like personality test attached to that. That would sell like hotcakes, bro. That would sell. Okay, with this person though, I'm interested. What are they nervous about? Apparently, the cute girl on Hinge, you asked her something, which is great. She was interested in. Awesome. That's awesome. And then she sent a decently long response, which means to me, at least, like what that means to me is that like she's into you, or she's into what you asked, or she's down to have this conversation. So these are all good things. I mean, at least this is foreshadowing of good things to come. So my question is like, what do you, are you know, nervous and excitement can be the same thing. In fact, nervousness and excitement, anxiety and excitement are the same experience biologically. The fun fact is the only thing that changes this experience to be either anxiety provoking or exciting is how you interpret it in your brain. You know, for example, looking at a roller coaster, oh my God, if you're into roller coasters, right? Say you're going to Six Flags, you're going to Disneyland, you're going to Magic Mountain or tomorrow, you're like, oh my God, I cannot sleep tonight because I'm so excited to ride Tatsu or X2 or, you know, whatever ride is at Six Flags because safety is secondary to entertainment. It's first at Six Flags, you know, like I'm so stoked to go ride these things. Or you could be the opposite person of, oh my God, tomorrow I'm going to Six Flags. My friends want me to go. I don't really want to go. But oh my God, they're going to make me ride the X2. Oh my God, they're going to make me ride Tatsu. Oh my God, this is going to be so scary. Right? The only thing that's different is the thinking about it. Because the somatic symptoms are the same. You're still going to have racing thoughts. You're going to have the sweats. Maybe you're going to shake a little bit. Maybe your thoughts will be racing. Maybe you're going to breathe a little bit more. Maybe your heart's going to be a little harder. You know, like the same things are going to be happening, but the only difference is how you're thinking about it. So I'm wondering if this person is excited to meet this girl because they also acknowledge that they're cute, you know? So you got a cute girl that's interested in, you know, you started the conversation. She wants to talk about whatever she's into, League, Valorant, whatever. And now he's nervous or they're nervous. So hopefully we can help this guy out. I don't know. Has this ever happened to you, chat, where you haven't gotten the game for a little bit and all of a sudden you got someone that's kind of cute or you find attractive that's interested in you? Like, how did you react or how did you respond? Or did you know that anxiety and excitement are the same thing? You know? All right. Dude, I'm super... Okay, maybe we start it with, although you may feel nervous. Although you feel nervous, Papas is here. I'm super excited for you as it seems like you're off to a great start. You got the conversation going. You're putting you're putting yourself out there. 2, you find the other person attractive. And 3, they seem to dig you. Conversation. Fun fact. Did you know that excitement and anxiety are the same somatic experience? The only difference is the way we interpret the signs, symptoms. Perhaps a tool you can use is open-ended questions to keep them talking. The more they talk, the less you have to think of things to talk about. Good luck, have fun. It's like Sensei, have a frog. Honestly, yo, if you really want to increase your Riz, if you really want to increase your game, stop focusing on yourself. Bro, if you want to kill conversations, just get really good at asking questions. And if you want to get really good at asking questions, all you gotta be is super curious about what is in front of you, what they like, what they're interested, why they're interested in that, how, like, where they come from, what's their values, what they think is funny, what they think is not funny, all those kinds of things. And you just kind of go from there. And you just use your little brain to think about, why are they interested in this? Why are they talking about this? Oh, they got real. I'm watching you. I saw their eyes light up when they started talking about their dog, or I saw them kind of when I started talking about politics. But you know, just by using your observation skills, like what is this person presenting? How is this conversation going? What are they responding to? What are they reacting to? And you just kind of go down those rabbit holes, you know, like, and like I said in this letter, the more time you spend thinking about them and what they're thinking about, the less time you're thinking about yourself and getting stun locked in your own head, you know? So this person says, super nervous about starting to meet some people. Super nervous about starting to meet people again. I matched with a cute girl on Hinge, asking her something about, oh my God, on Hinge, asking her about something she was interested in, and she sent a decently long response. I'm nervous to respond. Help. So I wrote back, although you may feel nervous, I'm super excited for you as it seems like you're off to a great start. You're putting yourself out there. 1, you're putting yourself out there. 2, you find the other person attractive. And 3, they seem to dig the conversation. Fun fact, did you know that excitement and anxiety are the exact same somatic experience? The only difference is the way we interpret these symptoms. Perhaps a tool you can use is open-ended questions to keep them talking. The more they talk, the less you have to think about of things to talk about. And you just let them guide the conversation and you just write it, baby. You know what I mean? Good luck, have fun. Psych Sensei. Yeah, I mean, how about you, chat? Do you get stun locked in conversation? What's the hardest part about having conversation with you? Is it starting it? Is it maintaining it? Is it getting into it with people? Like, when you have conversations, what's the most challenging part? All right. Yo, what's up, Lane? What's good, baby? How you been? Hope you're doing all right. Are you a Riz god too? A Rizzler, as the youths are saying? Or do you have some challenges in asking questions and starting conversations? And if you got some to-go questions, that'd be great too. But I hope you're doing well, man. Okay. Oh, bro, that's rough. I wish I had some advice for caring with people with dementia. You know, I think what's really interesting about dementia in general is like it really makes you think about how critical memory is. I'm doing good. How are you? I've already had some great talks with you, and oh yeah, Lane oh, that's your last name. That's right, baby. What's good? Great games, by the way, Lane. Great games. Yeah, how you been, bro? You been chilling at Morningside? Or when do you graduate? Soon, maybe? I hope soon. Yeah? Graduated in May. Bro, what you been up to now that you've graduated? Are you just vibing? Living life? Is it everything you thought it was going to be after you graduate? How's the loan? How's the loan? Is it fun? It never is. Vibing, looking for jobs is stressful. Dude, it doesn't change. Still playing Val? I hope so. Oh, dude. Oh, what? Oh my god. These two people should read together. Loans haven't started. It starts in December. We'll live it up, baby. Whee! Yeah, finally hit Immortal this summer. Fuck yeah. Look at you. You can play games and crush. Hell yeah. But yeah, dude, welcome to the stream. Okay, this is a good one. I find it exhausting to keep in touch with friends and family. Bro, this hits. I know it's important and I love them, but I already exhaust my social battery at work. And I just want to recharge and not talk when I get home / the weekend. Bro. Lane, you feel this? Beats, you feel this, man? Like, and this makes me think, I saw this TikTok about people with ADHD. and they're saying that people with ADHD we don't miss people. And I was like, that's not true. I miss people. But at the same time, I feel like I'm really bad at, and I'm sorry if your family and friends listening to this, I'm really bad at doing this too. It's not that I'm exhausted. Well, sometimes it's true. Sometimes it is exhausting. But it's sometimes it's like I'm so preoccupied with what I'm doing and who I'm doing it with in this present moment, or who's in my general vicinity, that I forget about also the relationships in my life. Some days depends on the work day. Amen, brother. Amen. And sometimes it also depends on the conversation we're having with family and friends. You know what I mean? But I think that I'm not saying that it's a pass for people with ADHD. At the same time, for those people without ADHD, know that people with ADHD love them, and we think about you, and we know and hope you're doing well. And just because we call doesn't mean that we don't love you. You know what I mean? The only other thing I'm thinking for this person is if they want to make sure that they make space and time for the people in their lives, that they just like on Saturdays at this time, I try to make this call, or they make an appointment with themselves to like make that connection. And at the same time, maybe the deeper question is, do you have to? Where's this should coming from? You know, maybe it's a tier list of people that you're calling. But I digress. So let's try. I find it exhausting to keep in touch with families, friends and family. I know it's important and I love them, but I already exhaust my social battery at work and just want to recharge and not talk when I get home / weekend. It's funny, right? Like, social battery is a really interesting thing, and it also depends on what this person does for work. Like, if they're talking and listening to people every day, I can only imagine them like, oh my god, please, no more freaking people. I just want to just vibe and just click heads, and that's it, you know? Man, I feel this. At the same time, I don't want this to be a guilt and shame experiment. You know what I mean? For this person, that they feel like they have to, and if they don't, they beat themselves up. It seems like maintaining your relationships with your family and friends is important to you. Okay, validate. At the same time, it sounds like may take a lot or social battery. I bet your guilt and shame cycle around talking with them takes more energy from you. It's okay to want to have your recharge time alone. Perhaps to help you feel less bad, it might be helpful to reserve a time to call family and friends so you can anticipate when you anticipate saving some of your battery for that call. Good luck, have fun. Psych Sensei. Just a thought. Have a frog. Yeah, I think if you want to like make it, if this was really important to this person, making a time slot on Thursdays, Wednesdays at this time, this is my call family and friends time. And maybe it's like, hey, I called dad on this day. Or maybe it's like, week 1, I call dad. Week 2, I call mom. Week 3, I call sister. Week 4, I call friend. Like, you could plan out your agenda so they know when you're gonna call, what time you're gonna call, you know, make your appointment, and from a different perspective. Although you're like, hey Ryan, like, why do I have to make an appointment to call these people? If I make an appointment, it makes it so less, it doesn't make it as special than an impromptu phone call, which, fine, fair, maybe, that's fine. I'm not gonna fight you on that. But from a different perspective, it also makes it very important, by making an appointment, makes it very important, makes it very intentional, makes it very, hey, I've reserved this time for you. It's our special time on this special day that I want to talk to you. So even though it may feel inorganic, even though it may not feel as natural, it may be more special because it's a special reserved time for you to do this thing. For example, isn't it special when you reserve a time with your doctor, with your therapist, with someone to make lunch or whatever? Like, reserving and making time special, I think inherently makes them more valuable. So, I find it exhausting to keep in touch with friends and family. I know it's important and I love them, but I already exhaust my social battery at work and just want to recharge and not talk when I get home/weekend. There, baby. All right, man, I feel this. It seems like maintaining your relationships with your family and friends is important to you. At the same time, it sounds like it may take a lot out of your social battery. I bet your guilt and shame cycle around talking to them takes more energy from you. It's okay to want to have your recharge time alone. Perhaps to help you feel less bad, it might be helpful to reserve a time to call your family and friends so you can anticipate saving some of your battery for that call. Just a thought. Good luck. Have fun. Psych Sensei. Alright. This one was making appointments makes that time more intentional and special. And the other fun fact was people with ADHD are sometimes bad at maintaining relationships when they are not in front of them. Anyone with ADHD vibe with that? Like, if they oh, it's always been in chatting? Why hasn't anyone told me? I'm sorry, bro. Sorry, Beats. And why is my webcam busted again? Sorry, Beats. That's so weird. It's just in the chatting. But let me know. Let me know if you can't see it, my dog. And here I was, and just stuck in that screen. Yikes. Okay. Okay. Let's send this. Send. Oh, no, not back. Send. Yes. Yes, I got you. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. All right. Ooh. I want to improve things and fight uphill battles, but part of that desire is dissatisfaction with who I am. Whoa, there's a lot to unpack there too. I am never enough, and I don't like me for me. I must be all I could be. Is that fair? Whoa. There's a lot here. One more time. I want to improve things and fight uphill battles. Okay, but grammar tells us you take whatever's before the but and you just delete it, and the real message is after. Okay, part of that desire is dissatisfaction with who I am. So I think what they're trying to say is they're dissatisfied with who they are. I am never enough. These are really big statements. These are huge statements, man. Like, massive statements. I am never enough. I don't like me for me. I must be all I could be. Is that fair? Dude. Is that fair? I feel like they're not being fair at whatsoever, like, to themselves in this moment, bro. Like, what? Is that fair? That's so rough. That is so rough. All right, so I think we go with here. These are some big questions I got, man. Like, cheese and crackers. Okay. Like, what? Bro. Okay. Let's run it. Let's run it. We got this one. This sounds... Ugh. Man, these are some heavy statements. What? Okay. I feel like if we go for the throat, it's just not gonna make any sense to them. Maybe we just go with, what would it mean and feel like if you were enough for yourself? If you want to improve, what would you improve or change about yourself to like yourself just a little bit more? Perhaps the question isn't what is fair. Instead, perhaps the question is, are you being fair to yourself? It sounds like you're being quite mean to yourself. How come? Good luck, have fun, Psych Sensei. This is a really interesting one, man. Like, if... I wonder, like, they acknowledge on one hand that they want to fight uphill battles, but the biggest one is their dissatisfaction for who they are. My first question is, what makes them so dissatisfied with who they are? And if they want to improve, they could even start with improving their relationship with themselves, you know? If they think they can change, what would they like to change about the relationship with themselves? Because, I mean, the unlucky thing is the person that you wake up with, the person that you eat with, the person that you go to sleep with is always you. And if you want to improve or change, how would it be to, you know, if you didn't like yourself, how would you want to change that relationship with yourself to see yourself in a more favorable light, you know? And the last question of, is that fair? Is so interesting to me because, like, are they even being fair to themselves about who they are, what they are, you know what I mean? So, I want to improve things and fight uphill battles, but part of that desire is dissatisfaction with who I am. I am never enough. I don't like me for me. Oh, these are huge statements. I must be all I could be. Is that fair? I mean, that sounds like an army thing, though. All right, man, these are some heavy statements. What would it mean and feel like if you were enough for yourself? If you want to improve, what would you improve or change about yourself to like yourself just a little bit more? Perhaps the question isn't what is fair. Instead, perhaps the question is, are you being fair to yourself? It sounds like you're being quite mean to yourself. Why? Why do we gotta be so mean? And would you want other people to be mean like you to yourself? Probably not. All right, send them, baby. Send them. Thank you, dear. Thank you, dear. All right. Okay. Man, we are dealing with unrequited love tonight. It seems like we are dealing with people not getting reciprocated love. So, let's go. Oh, I gotta write my notes. Okay. If you could improve relationship with yourself, what would you like to shift? And the question is, have you been fair with yourself? Okay. All right, this might be the last letter of tonight. This might be the last letter. Okay. I worry that I don't really find love again. I think that they're trying to say, like, I worry that I won't find love again, that I can't be open to it. My marriage ended years ago, and I still feel numb by betrayal and find it hard now to give all I can to my current relationship. Ooh, this sounds messy. It sounds messy. Okay. Interesting. So, by their response or by their request, to me, I'm thinking that they don't love their current partner. Is that what I'm feeling? That they don't love them because they ask that they won't find love again, but they end with, I'm in a relationship? Shock Pikachu face. But they're okay, so my question is like, okay, what kind of relationship are they in? Because they got divorced because something that betrayed them, something happened, maybe they got cheated on or something, but they're finding it hard to trust and be in that type of relationship with somebody. That's what I'm getting at. But at the same time, this is messy. This is messy, you know? Okay. So what? Okay, they're not ready to find love again, and they can't be open to it. Their marriage ended years ago, and I still feel numbed by the betrayal and find it hard to give it my current relationship. I mean, the other question I have is like, is your other relationship a rebound? And then what will also, like, what did you want to get out of this current relationship if you weren't ready for love? Man, okay. There's a lot to unpack here, for sure. It sounds like you may not be ready for love in your current place of mind. When's the last time you talked with your current partner about how your marriage ended and how it affects your perspective of relationships? It might be helpful to talk with them about it so they know what you're going through. Unless, also, what did you want to get out of the current relationship you're in? Perhaps it wasn't love, perhaps it was holes, perhaps it was comfort. I don't know. Maybe it was all these types of things that they thought they wanted, but maybe not really. That's the thing you gotta think about, right? So yeah, I'm not quite sure what this person was looking for or what this person wanted, but I think it might be very important for them to think about, if I got divorced or I broke off with my marriage and now I'm in this other relationship, but I felt like I'm really betrayed from my marriage. Why did you jump in that relationship? What were you looking for in that relationship, you know? And I don't think you're getting it, but if you wanted to get it, like, would you want to talk to your current partner about the relationship you're in and how it affects you, you know, or whatever? All right. Good luck. Have fun. Psych Sensei. All right, man. A frog. Okay. I worry that I don't really find love again. that I can't be open to it. My marriage ended years ago, and I still feel numbed by the betrayal and find it hard to give it my all I can to my current relationship. All right, so I said there's a lot to unpack here for sure. It sounds like you may not be ready for the love in your current place of mind. When's the last time you talked with your current partner about how your marriage ended and how it affects your perspective on relationships? It might be helpful to talk with them about it so they know what you're going through. Also, what did you want to get out of the current relationship you're in? I'm gonna leave that there. Good luck, have fun, Psych Sensei. Send, baby. All right. I'm so sad that I'm gonna leave it here. I'm so sad that I did not switch it in my Twitch and it was just me in that chat box. Unlucky. Tomorrow I'll fix it. But thanks for joining me tonight. I had a bunch of fun answering some of these letters. And if you want to come work with me, you want to find more of me, please go to my website, psychsensei.com. There you can find all the resources, all the links to everything. And also, if you want to work with me one-on-one, please fill the free consultation form. And we can find some time to chat, sit down, see what's kind of going on, and get you to where you want to be. That can be found on my website, psychsensei.com. But before we go, we went through some interesting letters tonight. I feel like the theme of unrequited love, finding love, relationships, always very common in these letters. And some of these things, just to recap. Number one, if there's things that you can't control in a situation, our first letter, they said they want to quit their job, but they can't, or they don't feel like they cannot. The thing that I'm wondering is like, all right, if you don't really like the situation you're in, or you feel kind of trapped in the situation that you're in, but you don't want to leave or you cannot leave, the question is, what would make you feel more comfortable in that situation? And where are your pieces of power and influence that you can use in this situation to help you feel more in control or okay with or fine with where you're at, you know, if you can't change anything, because lucky, sometimes the only things we can change is how we think about it, not anything else, you know. Number two, how would you describe your relationship with your family or your friends, your partner, whatever? And if you could describe them, would you describe them as a psychological horror game? If the answer is no, you're probably in a pretty good spot. If the answer is yes, diagnostic. Nah. Why? Why would you describe them as a psychological horror film game? And my suggestion is that they may not be the greatest, but what would you like to get better at? Or what makes it a psychological horror game? Or like, if you're in this psychological horror game, what would give you more peace of mind? Or what would give you more like confidence or trust in this thing, you know, or confidence and trust in reality, because sometimes I'm guessing it gets kind of messy. Number three, some people might say that making appointments with people or reserving time for something may take the spontaneity out of it, may take the natural relationship out of it, and it's not as fun or whatever. But at the same time, if you have a limited social battery, for example, and you're really tired after work, or you just wanted to go home and lay, fine, fair. But at the same time, you want to maintain these relationships, or you want to grow your relationships by spending time in them. The suggestion is making sure that you make an appointment. Hey, on Saturdays at this time, or after work at this time, or whatever, I always call these people, or I try to make a call, or what have you. And making sure that you tell that person, hey, you mean so much to me that on Wednesdays at 6 o'clock, I want to call you. I want to talk to you. Are you free then? Making this appointment and this arrangement where you can actually talk with them or call them, and you can have this nice conversation to continue your relationship. If you have ADHD, this might be really important for you. Scheduling systems, things in general will be very important for you, especially if you want to maintain these relationships, because oftentimes I've heard that people with ADHD don't miss people. We miss people, but if they're not in front of us, it's harder to but like keep them in the front of our minds. So some grace for ADHD, people with ADHD, and then at the same time, making these appointments and making these relationships and making these experiences important and stuff is also really, really critical. Now, speaking of relationships and being in a relationship with others, it also is really important to be in relationship with yourself. And, you know, if you don't like you don't like yourself, you don't like where you are, you don't like things like whatever, you don't like yourself. The question is, okay, if you could improve this relationship with yourself, what would you want to shift? What would you want to change? What would you want to improve? What would you want to spend some time in making different, so you could see yourself differently, so you could be with yourself differently, so you could think about yourself differently and like yourself a little bit more? Because I do think that if you don't like yourself, or if you think people don't like you, then you're going to be in a weird limbo or trying to prove people wrong or whatever. But if you just, you know, maybe the first relationship to work on before other people are trying to find love or whatever is, how can I love myself? And, you know, if I treat myself this way and if I think about myself in this way, the question is that fair to myself? Or is that fair to my other relationships if I take away from myself, you know? So maybe the most important relationship, yes, others, family, friends, but most important relationship may be with yourself first. Because, like I said, you go to sleep with yourself, you wake up with yourself, you hang out with yourself. So loving yourself is really important. All right, friends. Well, apologies for my friends catching me on the Twitter, on the Twitch, and on the YouTube. Sorry that I didn't change the scene. I'll be more conscious of it next time. Next time you can catch me tomorrow, 7 p.m. No. I'm gonna try 6 p.m. PST. So I'm moving up an hour. So from 6 to 7 or 6:30, whatever. Come see me, hang out. Thank you for hanging out.